Welcome to this step-by-step ASP.NET Core tutorial for beginners. Whether you are brand new to web development or just getting started with the .NET Core, you are in the right place. In this video, we will guide you from the basics to building your first ASP.NET Core application with complete clarity. Here is what we will cover in this video. We will start by understanding what ASP.NET Core is and why it is so powerful for modern development. Then we will set up your development environment and walk through building your first project step by step. Before we begin, make sure you have the tools ready. You will need Visual Studio or VS Code, the latest .NET SDK installed, and a browser to test your app. Don't worry, I will guide you through each step, even if you are not familiar with all these tools. So, why should you learn ASP.NET Core? It is fast, secure, cross-platform and backed by Microsoft. That means you are learning a future-proof framework used by companies all over the world for building scalable and secure web applications. Now that you are set up and ready, let us dive into the practical part. We will create a new project, understand the folder structure, and then build and run your very first ASP.NET Core web application. Welcome to this comprehensive guide on publishing your ASP.NET Core application. In this video, you will learn everything you need to know to successfully deploy your project, whether it is a simple website or a complex enterprise-grade web app. We will walk you through all the key steps using Visual Studio, discuss various publishing targets like folder, IIS, Azure, and Docker, and explain what happens behind the scenes during deployment. Publishing is the process of taking your source code and preparing it for deployment. This involves compiling your application into assemblies, optimizing static assets like CSS and JavaScript, and generating a publish folder that contains everything needed to run your app. You can publish manually using Visual Studio or automate the process using CI/CD tools. The first step is to build your application. In Visual Studio, you can either go to the Build menu and select Publish, or right-click on the project in Solution Explorer and choose Publish. Visual Studio will check for errors, build your code, and prepare it for the next step. Once the build is complete, Visual Studio will prompt you to select a publishing target. You can choose to publish to a local folder, Internet Information Services (IIS), Microsoft Azure, Docker, or even through FTP. Let us go through each one in detail. Folder publishing is a great option if you want to manually deploy your application. Visual Studio will output all necessary files to a specified folder. You can then upload these files to a server using FTP or copy them to a shared network drive. Inside the Publish folder, you will find compiled DLLs, Razor views, static files like CSS and JS, and the app settings configuration files. No source code is included. These files are ready to be deployed to a live server. To publish your app to IaaS, ensure the server has the .NET Core hosting bundle installed. Then, configure a new site in IaaS Manager. You can deploy using Web Deploy directly from Visual Studio or publish to a folder and manually copy files to the server's www root directory. If you are deploying to Azure, Visual Studio provides a seamless experience. Sign in with your Azure account, choose an app service, and publish directly. Azure manages scaling, security, and performance, making it ideal for production apps. Docker is perfect for container-based deployments. You will need to add Docker support to your project, define a Docker file, and publish the image to a registry like Docker Hub. This lets you deploy your app consistently across environments. When publishing, you will need to decide between self-contained and framework-dependent deployments. A self-contained app includes the .NET runtime, so it can run on any machine, even if .NET is not installed. Framework-dependent deployments are smaller but require .NET to be pre-installed. ASP.NET Core's biggest strength is that it runs on multiple platforms. Whether your server is on Windows, Linux, or Mac OS, you can publish your app to match that environment. Use the Visual Studio UI or the .NET Publish command with runtime options like Linux 64. For developers who prefer command line or automation, the .NET CLI is powerful. You can run the .NET Publish command to generate deployment output. You can specify configuration, runtime, and whether to create a self-contained app. Before going live, ensure you are using production-ready configurations. Use appsettings.production.json enable logging, handle exceptions properly, and secure your secrets. Automating deployment through CI/CD tools like GitHub Actions or Azure DevOps can also help streamline your workflow. CI/CD helps automate the build, test, and deployment process. Tools like GitHub Actions or Azure DevOps can detect code changes and automatically publish your application to Azure, IaaS, or Docker. This reduces manual errors and increases deployment speed. Let us quickly review the publishing options. Use folder publishing for manual uploads, IaaS for traditional Windows hosting, Azure for cloud apps, and Docker for container based solutions. Each has a unique use case, so choose based on your app's requirements. Let me quickly show you how to publish to a folder using Visual Studio. After publishing, you will see all required files in the output directory. You can now copy these files to your production server. Before you go live, always test in a staging environment. Enable HTTPS. Monitor logs for errors. And if needed, schedule downtime to avoid user impact. Careful planning makes deployment smooth and stress-free. To wrap up, publishing your ASP.NET Core application is a straightforward process when you understand the options. Build your app, publish to the right target, and explore automation tools to make your life easier. With this knowledge, you are now ready to deploy with confidence. Thanks for watching. If the video helped you understand the publishing process, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more ASP.NET Core tutorials and share this with your friends and colleagues. See you in the next video.